in the Aranyakandam of Sri Ramayana Kalpavriksham, how does Vishwanatha Satyanarayana introduce the character? Shoorpanaka was very beautiful. She came in her Kamarupa. Everybody knows that. And that is, there can't be a great deviation from that concept. However, look at the way he conceptualizes the bizarre beauty of Shoorpanaka. He says, విరిసి మన్మధరాజు బిట్టావులించిన ఆకాశమది రూపమందెననగా విరియమ్ము వాని విల్పెళ్ళున విరిగిన పెనురావమది మూర్తిదనరననగా శివదృగగ్నిని పీత నవ మన్మథ శరీర శిఖ ఇట్టి ఆకృతి చెందెననగా మన్మథ దహన సంభవరతి బాష్ప సంతానమీ దేహంబు పూనెననగా అన్యును కూడియే ఇట్టులాయనొక్కోయనగ లోచన సహజ దర్శన సమగ్ర శక్తి ఉపసంహృదిచ్చితా చటున మగునునా ఒకానొక కామిని కానిపించే. I want to analyze this. Virisi Manmadharazu. As I analyze it, I'll do the actions. First I will explain what it means. Virisi Manmadharazu bittavulinchina Akashamadi Roopamandenanaga. He says, supposing Manmadha had taken a yawn and the yawn filled the sky, and had that sound been personified, that was Shoorpanaka. Virisi Manmadharazu bittavulinchena ఆకాశమది రూపు పొందెననగా విరిసి మన్మధరాజు బిడ్డావులించిన ఆకాశమది రూపు పొందెననగా. He says రూపమందెననగా. I'm sorry. ఆకాశమది రూపమందెననగా. Second line. Viri Ammuvani, that is Manmadha again. You see, Manmadha is the epitome of beauty, but beauty in the conventional sense or beauty in the bizarre implication. That is what distinguishes his concept of how Shoorpanaka appeared from that of the others. Viri Ammuvani will Pelluna Virigina. Supposing his bow had broken asunder, Pelluna Virigina, Penuravamadi Murtidanaranaga. The sound that emanated, had that been personified, that was Shoorpanaka. So he says, Viri Ammuvani will Pelluna Virigina, Penuravamadi Murtidanaranaga. Viri Ammuvani, Viri is flower, Ammu is arrow. Viri Ammuvani will Pelluna Virigina Penuravamadi Murtidanaranaga. Viri, now I just improvising a bit here. Viri Ammuvani Pelluna, normally in Manmadha's bow wouldn't break. But when in dance there is Auchitya, I'm just sharing a sort of the process by which I might improvise on it. I won't take that long. I'll just do a couple. But I might improvise on this idea of the poet. He has already supplied me with a beautiful, if a little bizarre concept. But how would I build on it? I would build on it as, in dance, the Auchitya is, you show the 4 banas of Manmatha. The 5th bana is never shown. But in the case of Shoorpanaka, the 5th bana does not stay implicit, it becomes explicit. And at that point of time, with such great force, if Manmatha casts the sixth arrow and the bow breaks, what kind of a Vikrita form would result, would emanate? So that could be Shoorpanaka, perhaps. This is how I might think of it. So I would do Viriyammu, 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 Viriyammu Vanivil Ayavana Virigina Penurava Madimurti Tanare Nanaga. So the stance of Shoorpanaka was arousing such feelings, or it suggested what the casting of the fifth Bana would suggest. So the Bana breaking and the Penuravamu that emanates itself got enshrined in the coquettish and somewhat voluptuous and wanton stance of Shoorpanaka. The third line. I'd like some water here, please. The third line is Shiva Drag Agni Nipita Nava Manmatha Sharira Shikha Itti Akriti Chandana. Shiva, I want to break this up. I'm also putting in my training from the Vilasini Natyam tradition, because in Vilasini Natyam tradition we must interpret the verse by breaking up the sandhi also. So I cannot do simply Shiva Drag Agni Nipita. I have to show Shiva Drag Agni Nipita Manmatha Nava Manmatha Sharira Shikha. So the body of Manmatha that was reduced to ashes, but still smoldering with the heat of the fire generated by Shiva's third eye, if that had taken shape, that would have been Shoorpanaka. So it says, Shiva Dridagni Nipita Nava Manmadha Sharira Shikha Itti Akriti Chandana. Shiva Dridagni Nipita Nava Manmadha Sharira Shikha Itti Akriti Chandana. I'm only doing one repetition because I can't not cover the rest of my notes. Then, fourth line, Manmadha Dahana. Now, there is also a progression of ideas. I will come to that again when I recap this. Manmadha Dahana Sambhavarati Bashpa Santanami Dehambu Pune Nanaga. So what happened? When the Dahana of Manmadha took place, Rati shed tears, and a collection of these tears, the tears that had gathered around the body of Manmadha, that Rati Bashpa Santanamu, suppose it had assumed a form, that would be Shoorpanaka. Now this is a little more subtle than the others, because he is showing a progression of ideas. First is Manmadharazu himself yawning, that is awakening of love. The second, after the 4 arrows are cast, Viri Ammu Vani Vil Philluna Virigina. Supposing he had cast his arrows and struck anyone with such force that his bow broke with a thundering sound, then it would be Shoorpanaka, he says. And indeed he did do that to Shiva. When he was about to cast the final arrow, then Shiva opened his third eye and reduced him to ashes. So there is also a progression in the story. Had that kind of a quality of great heat, smoldering passion, was in Shoorpanaka. So that's why he uses that Shiva Drigagni Nipita Nava Manmata Sharira Shikha Iti Akriti. And the fourth one, Manmata Dahana. Finally what happened when Ananda, Manmatha lost his body, then Rati shed tears, And at that point of time too, the multitude of tears that she shed, had that collectively assumed a form that would have been Shoorpanaka. I won't expand on this in Abhinaya. Then he says, Anniyulu Kudiye, a collection of all these qualities. Ittulayano. Is it that all these qualities together have an embodiment in Shoorpanaka, have been embodied in her? Lochana Sahaja Darshana Samagra Shakti. That is how she appeared indeed. Okanoka Kamini Kanipinche. Such a Kamini I saw, was seen, he says. Now, I'm going to, what happens here? Now, I wanted to actually, I don't know if Vanati is prepared to or not, but somebody to just repeat that one line, but I might do it myself. Now, what happens? I have not progressed with the story. Lakshmana, she appeared here near the Parnashala of Rama, Shoorpanaka, with all these qualities, the smoldering quality, the wanton quality, the quality of being larger than life, beauty bizarre. With all this, she appeared near the Parnashala. What did Lakshmana do? He was the first to see her. He sees her and says, Lola Netra, one with the eyes. And Lola, I would like to do a little abhinaya and show in my concept how she would have rolled her eyes. Lola Netra, Parnashala Kavata Sambandha Murti. In the Parnashala, what did Shoorpanaka do? She appeared, and then there was the doorway. She stood at the doorway and clung to the Kavata or doorway. Rama and Sita were inside. And at the doorway, the entrance, she stood and she gazed at what was inside, who was inside. So Lakshmana, who is always standing guard, says, Lola Netra. I will just do a couple of Lola Netras. So Shoorpanaka saw Rama. We do the Drishtibedas in dance, Sama, Ulokita, and so on. So here, this would be Lola Netra technically, but the application here is she has seen somebody, so she went and stood near the doorway. Then another Lola Netra. Looking at her own beauty. Another Lola Netra. Another Lola Netra. Another Lola Netra, she sees Sita too. She sees Lakshmana, another Lola Netra. Lakshmana, fiercely guarding the door, also evokes the rolling of her eyes. And back to Rama, Lola Netra. Not having had enough, Lola Netra. And finally, remembering that she has to be a little shy, Lola Netra. Savata Sambandha Murti. Now how she takes advantage of leaning against the door. Savata Sambandha Murti. Savata Sambandha Murti. She uses it also to pick. So different ways she uses the doorway. So Lakshmana says that.